I saw Super Cat as a youngster. I heard his songs, and I was I was blown away. I was like, yo, that is a dapper dude. That dude knows
Shout
what
out
he's
to
doing.
Don
You know what I
Dada.
mean? Yeah, man, I'm a dada. He's my pops in the business. He's my father in the business. He's who I emulated, and I cannot be like him. You know what I mean? But I can only try to be like him, and that in itself creates something all new. You know what I mean? So I can't, I can't stay here and take these accolades you're giving me without saying big up to
Shout out
Super
to,
Cat
yeah.
and big up to Shabba Ranks, who I emulated. I just wanted to write a song like them. I just wanted to sound like them, even though I don't have a big voice like Shabba. Big up to Buju Banton, big up to Bounty and Beanie, big up to Spragga Benz, big up to Sizzler, and big up to Capitan. All these people inspired me even while I was still making music and still now.
Watch out, boom shot. You tell him say there's a make the weight and murmur now. So this one is a short shot. Him can't stop. Boom shots.
Boom shots.
Let me see. Are you on, Sean?
You,
Wagwan.
what's up? I'm very good. How are you, babe?
I'm
Thing
good.
good?
I'm good. Good to see you.
Same here, same here.
How's it going? Looks like you're outside.
I'm on my roof.
Oh, nice. Nice. Wow, man. Everyone's doing what they can and what they have to in this quarantine.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep saying there's a lot to think about, but mostly I'm trying to think about staying healthy, staying safe, using my brain to beat this virus first of all.
Right.
And I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Big up to everybody here on the live. Enough love. Good,
exactly.
Good to see your emojis.
I know, they're all coming out for Sean. No,
Yeah,
seriously. No, the quarantine is a serious thing, and it's really great that everyone's staying home, staying safe. But I see you out on a boat the other day. It seems like you're quarantining in style.
Nah, I've been at home for 7 weeks, and it was kind of really getting, what you can call it, stir crazy. I mean, I live on a big property. I've been blessed, thank God, and I still feel stir crazy. So I can't imagine other people right now. And so this Sunday we took a drive out. I didn't really go on the beach. I was just out there on the road of the beach. Social distancing was important, so I still did it. Kept on, my bandana and these things. But yeah, it is what it is. People like to use this new norm word. I'm just trying to cope with what's happening. Yeah.
Right. What's it like in Jamaica with the quarantine? Like people, I mean, it must be weird to see no one around and like.
It is, and it's weird. It's when you do go out. I've been out, as I said, once on Sunday, and then on Monday I went to just the pharmacy to get something. Big up Zaga Music, respect, brother. I saw everybody in masks, even me in a hot car in Jamaica with, it's kind of disheartening to see, but you know what I mean? We
have to do what we have to do.
Yeah,
well,
we have to do
sad. We all know people that got sick or passed away from this as a serious thing, so we have to do what we have to do to like get through this time,
Yeah, it's an important thing to remember that it's more contagious than most things out there. So we just have to just keep ourselves aware. Yeah.
7 weeks is a long time, but it's good to see you on the gram, and thanks for
man.
us.
Same, mommy. Same.
Wicked. Like, I'm so excited to you. So you basically
big up boom shots. Sorry, babe.
I noticed that the post you put up earlier was like, we're coming full circle. And, this is crazy because I realized that the cover you put up apparently was like you on Vibe cover shoot, like in 2003, when Quincy Jones had like launched this cool Vibe magazine. You were the first reggae artist to like be on that cover, and I think, to my knowledge, you might be the only reggae artist to have been on the cover. How did it make you feel at the time?
I don't even know, but at the time it was amazing. Just being recognized on that level And at the time, print media was still very big, very huge.
Right.
So to be on the cover of Vibe was something that showed you that this person was in the top 5 music persons being spoke about in the world. Not just my genre, in the world. So that just felt very good, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm humbled by it up to today still. They call me the sexiest man in the world. I can debate that. I didn't I didn't really think
Hey,
so.
why? Look, when the blessings come, why block the blessings, right?
Yeah, I didn't block them. I just took it. But you know what I mean? It's a thing. It's a thing.
It's funny because, on another post, somebody tweeted like, Sean Paul didn't have to go so hard in the early 2000s. And then you did a reply and you were like, yes, I did. Why do you think you had to go so hard?
I was trying to prove it to myself. You know what I mean? I saw people looking at me with the eye like, he ain't shit. Excuse my language. And I was like, well, first, before proving it to them, I got to prove it to myself. You know what I mean? So it was always like, yo, I got to prove it to myself first. I'm going to write a hit song, I'm going to write another hit song, I'm going to write another hit song, I'm going to write songs that people can sing out, people can dance to. When they hear it, they enjoy it. And it's a collaborative effort. It's not just me alone. It has to do with the rhythm itself and the producer themselves. You know what I mean? So the producers would give me a crazy rhythm and I would hear all the great stuff on it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Big up Sierra.
It's funny you talk about rhythms, and that's been your whole thing. You mentioned earlier, like you've touched the world, like you're a world artist. You come from Jamaica, but you've took authentic Jamaican sound around the world in its authentic state. Because when your songs were getting big, like when you were bussing in the dance, you were riding the jugglings, like the playground rhythm. That's what Infiltrate came on.
Yes,
and then you got the Diwali rhythm, Get Busy, and then you got the buzz rhythm with Give Me the Light. So you were like doing the thing that Jamaican music and Jamaican culture is about. And
I grew up here. I still live here. So it's a part of my culture, and it's a part that I miss a lot about it. Nowadays we don't do as much juggling. There's so much people in the game. It's kind of hard to play that much music, and so people are only producing 1 or 2 songs. However, I'm going against the grain right now, and I'm producing jugglings as well as singles. Because this song I'm dropping tomorrow is a single produced by myself and the camp, but also we do juggling. So since we've been releasing stuff, we've produced stuff like rhythms like Rope, which only had like 3 songs on it. Ching Ching, myself and Charlie Blacks, those 3 songs. After that, we produced Gang Gang, which had like 13 songs or more, and that's the Gang Gang. We have to include everyone. Also we produced Kalaloo last year summer, which has been doing very good. Host artists such as Ching Ching and a bag.
Shout out to Ching Ching.
Yeah, and a bag of talented people. You know what I mean? And earlier this year we did No Caption Rhythm featuring people like Future Fambo, my boy Ching Ching again, Maji. People like Zaga is on the rhythm. People like Styler G and Beanie Man and myself.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
Shout out to Beanie Man. Actually, we just as I mentioned the playground rhythm, when you did Infiltrate, it actually inspired Beanie to do one of his biggest songs, like
well, to tell the truth, that's what I love about juggling. You know what I mean? He heard it, he loved it, he came to the studio, he did his version of it, and when it went out, his version actually became the most internationally successful version on that rhythm, and it helped me out. You know what I mean? Because when everybody in international circles heard "Whoa na 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 na," and then after a while, DJs would start mixing in my song, "Oh man, I wanna bet." People like, yo, who is that? And it helped me out. A lot of people knew Beanie Man more at the time. So that's what I like about jugglings, So me doing jugglings now, as the Sean Paul that I've become, and actually producing them and being on the juggling as well, appearing with younger artists or artists who are not as exposed, that just gives a push to them, you know what I mean? So I want to big up my artist right now, Soto Bless. I've known him from school days. He's a crazy lyricist. Y'all should check him out. At Soto Bless is his Twitter, is his Instagram. And also people like Ras Ajay, a crazy artist, a great writer, and also an amazing voice. He has a crazy singing voice, and he also got crazy style where him kind of spitting at people too in different ways. So there's those two that I like to big up essentially right now. And of course, you know, Ching Ching is the first signee to the label, and
the label's Dirty Rock Productions, right?
Yeah, Dirty Rock
Productions. So the
Productions.
new songs that are coming out on this, these are your own in-house productions under Dirty Rock.
Yeah, some of them are rhythms produced by myself, like Gang Gang, that's my rhythm. The Callaloo, the Callaloo was a rhythm that my brethren News from Money Matters Entertainment, who he actually runs my label. So
I never knew you build rhythms too. Oh.
Yeah, man. I produced my first time I produced was in 2000 on my first album. It was only one song. And then I produced again in 2006 around that. And then I just started to take it more and more seriously. I did a juggling in 2010, 2 jugglings that year. And then I gave it a break till about 2015. That was a rhythm called Full Speed. It featured myself, Conscience, Beat Man, Bun Tequila, a host of great artists. But as a younger producer, you have to kind of get your name known out there. So people are kind of just finding out about those projects. Right now, with me dropping this one tomorrow, it's called Back It Up Day, a rhythm produced by myself. I'm also releasing within a few weeks another rhythm juggling, which features Shensia and Ching Ching and also Ding Dong, myself, Beanie Man. Shaggy's on there. You know what I mean? So it's a good look for the juggling segments again in my world. You know what I mean? As I said, dancehall to me revolves around the community, and I think that it's a good look to be producing, even in our times where it's hard to get play. When I can be on these, like I'm on Billboard right now. I'm on Vibe right now, so I can say to people who's checking out Vibe, excuse me, I'm checking out.
We're vibing.
Yeah, I can say to people checking out Vibe, yo, go check out Soto Bless and Rasta Jai. And if they missed their songs before, when they check it out, they'll say, oh yeah. And I remember hearing this Zaga song somewhere else, and it's the same rhythm, I get it. And it all comes together. So, you know, it takes a time, especially when this is not a norm in today's music, and there's so much people out there. It takes a time, but I keep on doing it. I see people bigging up Jody and Levi and Remy. That's my wife and my son and my daughter. Thank you very much. Big up to brand new.
Shout out to the fam. We are Team Billboard, by the way, also. So, you know, just in case, like, don't, we're all family here. But yeah, I mean, for those who kind of like don't know what a rhythm is, like, just explain, like, simple terms what a rhythm is, juggling.
A rhythm, okay, like, so, you know, say go back in the day and Lil Wayne had a song called Amelie, yeah? That rhythm is banging, right? The rhythm track on it is crazy. So he had a hit song on it, but then there's other artists that are pretty dope, and just to show their versatility, they go on that rhythm. It's kind of like that, except we actually produce it and put it out. So one rhythm will have several different artists on it. And why I like that is because it gives you different perspectives of how they feel. So like, yes, Soto Bless, just check in, big up my G.
Salam Remy, big up yourself.
Salam, I didn't even see you, G. Big up.
I know, they're coming through so quickly, can't even catch everything. Trying to talk to you, trying to look at this gram while we're live. But is that what it means when someone says they ride the rhythm? Like, so you have a bunch of artists, like you could have 6 artists, and then like you have one artist that rides the rhythm, and like it's kind of like healthy competition also. You know?
Yeah, and it's about your flow. When you say ride the rhythm, it's about your flow. Big up Rasta Jai, just checking in. It's about your flow. It's how you ride it. You know what I mean? How you step on the ground. You know, everybody knows that different ball players have different swag. You know what I mean? So Jordan's swag different from Curry's swag, but they still crazy. So when we say ride the rhythm, it's kind of like seeing their style or seeing the way how they approach their approach to the rhythm. So yeah, it's good stuff like that.
Shout out to Robert J. Kenner on the
Yes,
ground.
Rob. Big up,
Boom
my G.
Shots.
Big up, Boom
So
Shots.
as you know, like Boom Shots is coming together for this cool like vibe collab, and we really appreciate you being like on it. It makes sense, like you're doing a whole full circle for everyone because it's coming together for the first time since Boom Shots itself used to be a column, a dancehall reggae column in Vibe. So all of this is all coming together at the right time, or you know, as the old Jamaican saying, nothing before the time.
Yeah, man. At the real time, the thing for go on.
And you know, I want to talk about sound systems because I know we're going to have Copper Shot Disco on Boom Shots after we finished and wrapped up on this. So everyone's got to log on to Boom Shots to see them. And you know, when you came up and you were going to dances and stuff, you know, you're a big fan of sound systems. Do you have like any favorite sound systems that you used to go to as a kid growing up?
Oh yeah, Stone Love definitely was a big sound.
Weddy.
Yeah, used to listen to Kilimanjaro. Super D was an easy vibe on a Sunday, which everybody loved. You know what I mean? My own sounds was Kappa Shot though. Big up Kappa Shot. I just seen you in the group on Kappa Shot. As you said, they're gonna be on Boom Shots in a little while. Also, Renaissance was a huge sound for helping me out in the early stages. People like King Addies in New York. You know, all of these songs I looked up to as just a kid listening to. And then when I started to DJ, I would see all of them turn around and say, yo, it's who that? Yo, I want a dub plate from you, bro. And that just made me proud. And you know, as I said, it's a community, you know what I mean? So big up to everybody who helped me to get to this stage, you know, our radio DJs and sound selectors as well. Can't do it without them. If I didn't have them back in the day, I certainly didn't have Twitter, and I certainly didn't have Instagram back in the day, or Facebook, or MySpace, or none of this bullshit. No TikTok. So that
was it. That was your
that was it. I had to rely on them, and so I've never forgotten that. You know what I mean?
Well, isn't the whole point of a sound system was really like local music for local people who want to come hear the latest tracks and see the latest dance moves when you go to a dance, or like sound system made up of like the DJ and the selector. So the DJ, and then you got the selector who selects the tune. But like you've got to be able to hold your own when you come up on a, you know.
Oh, for sure. You had to. I mean, because it started, as you said, as a street. It's still the street radio. So in Jamaica in the late 40s and 50s and thing, they used to play a lot of big band music on the radio and early R&B and that type of stuff, which was great, you know. But when our musicians would produce our own music, they wouldn't play it. So it was like people like King Jammies who would string up, you know, sound system in the street and just test out the song that he just produced that the radio wouldn't play, you know what I mean? And then when that happened, everybody would gather around and it just started a whole vibe. And so you definitely, every community started to have their own sound system.
Right.
Sometimes quite a few out of one community, and they had to become, it was definitely competitive. And also at that time, how our music genre started, dancehall music, was that people like me would go on the mic and we would do a thing like called toasting, like what Coffee said, toast. You know what I mean? You would say, big up to the people in the fake white. you just do your thing and spit lyrics on a version track, and then people started to say, yo, let's record that. You know, let's see how that sounds recorded. And it started from reggae, what is now known as dancehall music. You know what I mean?
And when you say dancehall, that we know that as the genre, but the dancehall is also the place that you go to a dance, right?
Yeah.
Where the actual venue, and then when you get the sound system and your people, and you know, it's a whole culture, because you know, dancing is also a big part of dancehall culture, right? Like you got the dancers, and anytime you go, You go there to see like fashion statements and the latest accessories and the latest tracks.
Yeah.
But you also go to see the latest dance moves.
Yo, I used to want to go to see what the ladies was wearing.
Get straight to the point, Sean.
Yeah. I used to want to go see what the ladies was wearing because, you know what I mean? It was just very sensual outfitting, you know what I mean? And
outfitting.
yeah. or maybe no fitting. There was like hardly anything on.
Better still.
Yeah, and then the dancing was just so free, you know what I mean? People would be skanking in a corner all night, just how they felt to dance, you know what I mean? And maybe didn't follow everybody else, but that's what I really loved about the culture. As a kid, you got involved, you know what I mean? And as a kid, as a young kid, like 5 years old, I can remember the biggest pastime that we had was to sing the songs that were new, you know what I mean? So we'd be outside kicking football around or kicking soccer ball around it, and everybody just said, somebody just shout out, "People, are you ready?" And everybody said, "Boom! Oh Lord!" and start singing the song, you know what I mean? So it's our you know, America probably would call their biggest pastime baseball, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think to me our sport, our biggest pastime and our sport is music, you know what I mean?
Right.
Sure.
And it's so creative because like you just feel it. Like when you think of Jamaica, you think of reggae at the same time. There's no other country where the music fuses so much. There's no distinction between Jamaica and reggae almost, you know, like,
yeah,
you know, like that's something that goes hand in hand.
Yeah, it is. And it's something I'm very proud about. You know, Bob Marley and people like himself helped to pave a great highway for me to walk on, you know what I mean? So on this highway, I don't want to be driving on it and throwing my box juice or my box out and polluting that road, you know what I mean? I want to keep it clear, a clear way for the rest of the artists to drive on also. And sometimes I believe that we don't do enough of that. You know what I mean? In our genre, we need a lot more togetherness, which is happening right now, actually. You know, just this year alone, I've done songs with so much different dancer artists again. Big up Sasko, he has a tune with me coming out soon. And DeMarco, he has a tune with me coming out soon. In recent years, I've done songs with Squash. I've also done songs with Alkaline. I mean, I'm one for the genre.
I mean, you've done, let's really talk about the songs that you've done. Like, we can't name them all. People need to start dropping all the names of their favorite songs, but favorite collabs. I mean, it's not just international, it's international. You know, I'm also the reggae dancer editor at Tidal. Shout out Tidal. And, you know, we got this cool playlist called International. And when I was putting it together, I have to say, like, a lot of your songs are on it because you made that sound. Like, you kind of like took that Jamaican sound, authentic Jamaican sound, took it mainstream, and everyone who wants something cool on their track, they want Jamaican style, they want Jamaican music, you know. And so like you gave people the ability to kind of vibe to that style of music and made it so that everybody can have some easy listening. Like you've done collabs with, I don't know, I mean, Sia, I don't know.
Holy for people.
Janae Aiko, Rihanna, Beyonce, you know, Dua Lipa, I saw you on the stage with Kelly Rowland. I wrote some of these down, like Iggy Azalea. I don't know, Kerry Hilson, Josh Stone.
Yeah.
Big up Spice. I love the Dumpling remix.
Yeah, Dumpling is dope.
You guys, you know, so.
Dumpling is dope. Big up Styler G too. You know what I mean? I was only doing what I you know, I saw Supercat as a youngster. I heard his songs and I was blown away. I was like, yo, that is a dapper dude. That dude knows what he's doing. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, I'm a dada. He's my pops in the business. He's my father in the business. He's who I emulated, and I cannot be like him. You know what I mean? But I can only try to be like him, and that in itself creates something all new. You know what I mean? So I can't stay here and take these accolades you're giving me without saying Big up to
Shout out
Super Cat
yeah.
and big up to Shabba Ranks, who I emulated. I just wanted to write a song like them. I just wanted to sound like them, even though I don't have a big voice like Shabba. Big up to Buju Banton, big up to, you know, Bounty and Beanie, big up to Spragga Benz, big up to Sizzler, and big up to Capitan. All these people inspired me even while I was still making music, and still now. They still inspire me.
I
Tush
saw you
inspires
on
me. Barrington Levy inspires me. Uh, um, there's so much people in my genre who Beres Hammond, you know, inspires me and gets me, lets me know that there's no age limit on expressing yourself in music.
right.
And that's something I think is really wrong in pop music and how pop music kind of approaches, you know, the approaches the careers and artists and that kind of stuff. I agree. You can't get tired of one person too much, for sure, but don't discount them. And you know, yeah, big up King Yellowman. Thanks for reminding me, Sir Cardinal.
Ninja Man.
Cardinal, big up yourself, bro. My G. Yeah, man. So you know, all these people who I mentioned is people who help me to kind of see the light. You know what I mean? To kind of say, wow, you know, they're still expressing themselves, you know, the way how they want. And a lot of times, even nowadays, my own friends who I went to school with ask me, yo, where's Shabba? He's still making music? And I'm like, yo, you have to search. You have to just do a little search out there. You know what I mean? He's still doing his thing. You know, people like Pinchers and Sanchez, these singers who, you know, people will say, oh, they keep doing over people's music, but they will do it over even better than the original person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The reggae, the reggae beat and rhythm itself was just so what can I say, encapsulating. So, not to use a big old word, but yo, come look for my heart. I'm a heart. This is him.
Oh wow.
I'm a heart that, you know. My
I'm
heart
not
ready
mad
to
at you,
pick off.
Sean.
My heart ready to pick off anything where they're around here. So we're not for their own here. So them for watch it.
Well, this before I forget, I saw you in the Buju video for the Trust video.
Yeah.
Nice.
Buju, now, as I said before, a hero of my own, somebody who I look up to in the business. You know, I saw something happen to him that I would never want to happen to not even enemies. You know what I'm saying? To spend 10 years locked down when there's this whole career here and even before that, what happened to him was a lockdown also. He should have been he should be revered as one of the he is revered as one of the greatest, but he's not given the accolades in the pop world. When at the time in 1992 or 3 or 4, he was killing it, man. And people would go to people would go to watch you know, Bobby Brown, and they end up seeing Shabba, or people would go to watch, I forget which big tour Buju was on at the time, but they don't go away with the image of that other person. They go away with the image of Buju, like, yo. Yeah. And so I kind of was upset that he got locked down in those early stages.
You went to visit him also, right? When you...
Yeah, man. And now then he getting locked down in these later stages, and I was able to visit him. Yes, Macrae Correctional Facility. Today I went to check Buju Banton, the great legend. He's in great spirits, and I'm gonna tell everybody, say 12-month time when we can expect greatness again. Big up Jamaica himself, heal up everybody. You know, all who doing good and who doing bad. Big up on yourself. Big up Buju Banton, legend. I had a free time in Tampa when he was in Tampa. That was the first time I visited him, and I put in a petition. You know, it's not easy to do, so I don't think that I don't want anybody to cuss that everybody didn't go check the man. I spent 6 months on a waiting list to try go see him. You know what I mean?
So it's not like, oh, if you're passing by, you just drop in.
No, it couldn't be like that. So everybody who is cussing other people that they didn't go to check him, you know, there is definitely, you know, schedules. Everybody has their own schedule, and I just knew I was going to be in Tampa at that time, so I put in the request. A brethren on my own helped me out. Big up to Lion Face from King of the Sound original. King of the East, and he was there, and he was like, "Yeah, come true." And I think he actually gave me his petition to go see him. And there was another time that I went to see him, and both times I was worried. I was like, "What am I going to talk about?" You know what I mean, with him. Before we knew each other, but never did that much speaking. And you know, he's just such an intelligent person that it was cool to just sit and rap with him for that 1 hour. The second time I checked him, we spoke for 3 hours.
Wow.
And yeah, I just wanted to give him my strength and let him know that, you know, I'm out here and I'm living this great life that you may hear about or see, but I'm thinking of him because he helped to put me here. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
You know, we're looking forward to seeing his new music come out also. So it must be great to have such an icon like that back. You know, what does it mean for Jamaica to have someone like that back now?
It was amazing. Like to see, you know, when I went to the show that he had out here, the first show that he did, I went as a fan, and people, you know, media was there and they were stopping me. How do you? And I was like, I'm trying to find somebody. And I went and I stood up in the crowd. I just told everybody, I'm trying to find somebody. Hold on, I'll soon come back. And I did one interview that day with a radio station. They was nearby, and that's why I did it. I wanted to experience Buju as the fan again, not as the friend, not as someone in the music business, like, you know, a musical maestro. I wanted to look at him in that light again and see him as Buju Banton, which did happen, and it brought chills to me, you know what I mean? And I was so happy for him, and to see the stadium full. I hadn't seen that stadium full for a musical event since Bob Marley,
right,
in the late 70s. So big up to Buju for doing that, bro. And yeah, his album, his new work is called Upside Down. And I would like to also to let people know that Dirty Rock Productions has a big song. It's produced by myself and Musical News from the camp, and it features me and Buju Banton. So you have that to look out.
Oh, wow. Is this the first time you're saying this?
This is the first time I'm saying it, and it's the first time that me and him actually did a song together. We've been in studio together.
Oh,
I've actually recorded for his label years ago, but this is the first time that he's, you know, done something, that we've done something together. And yeah, Dirty Rock label, you know what I mean? Big up Terry Baker online, you know what I mean? Brooklyn News, big up online, you know what I mean?
When is that gonna drop then?
We are wait a little while, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, we are wait.
Any name of the song?
I think we're calling it Crazy. You know what
Crazy.
I mean?
Well, it has to be crazy. I mean, and Dirty, I mean,
yes,
come on.
Gargamel and
Actually, you're right. I can't even imagine, like, you guys haven't done a track together before. Of course you haven't. But like, this gonna be big.
We've been on the same rhythms. We've been on Now Getting a Blind rhythm. I don't remember the name of that rhythm, but we've been on similar rhythms. Underwater was our next one by Tony Kelly. A couple different rhythms we've been on together at the same time, but we've never recorded together. And so this is an epic one.
So
for me, it's a milestone.
Crazy, Shawful, and Buju, Gargama, and Datia coming soon on what?
Yeah.
Dirty Rock Productions?
Yeah, man. Yeah. It's gonna be probably a co-label production with his label and my label.
Okay, Dirty and Gargamel.
Yeah, man. And as I was saying before, so big up the Marco and Sasko, and I forgot to mention this one, which is, I think, just because I have it like a golden nugget, you know what I mean? I don't know when to release it or talk about it yet, but I soon release it to the world.
Okay. Yeah, well, you know, like the saying goes, nothing before the time. And you know when the time is right, you're gonna let it go. Yeah. And let's talk about Dirty Rock Production. Actually, you know what? I have to say, like, there is no shortage of weed songs or girl tunes in dancehall, right? Like,
yeah.
You can't say I built a whole playlist called Fine Wine, and it's only got wine tunes. And you know what? Every day there's new ones, and it doesn't get old, right? So
no, it don't.
What? You got a winning formula. You're gonna do weed songs or girl tunes, and so, you know, back it up it falls, I guess, in the wine songs, right?
Yeah, I don't want I don't want to box myself. You know, I like the last song I released was with me and Tovlo. That was a very meaningful song. You know what I mean? And so I do different songs like that. Like earlier this week, I posted a song called "Give Thanks for Life" on my Instagram. You can go check it out. It's another very meaningful song. People know me for the back it up song them though. People know me for the dance song them and the girl wine song them. You know what
Listen,
I mean? So,
the girls are not mad at you. Trust me.
yeah,
They're not mad at having wine songs and backing
I ain't
up
fighting
songs.
it. Well, so right now, I let the ladies know who are watching this that I'm not really having a competition. I don't really do competitions, but I would like to see when you hear the song, just record yourself backing it up. Put your phone right here, so back it up and show me the thing, and I will repost the ones I love. You know what I mean?
Oh, come on,
Yeah.
Dutty. Don't even try. How is that not competition? You just went wild. Everyone's going to go crazy. It is a competition.
It ain't no competition. I'm not saying that.
On and popping.
But why it's not a competition is that because I'm not saying that someone is gonna win something. I just want to see them do it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So this one is back it up, because I know when I spoke to you, like actually the last time I spoke to you, I think was on the Welcome to Jamrock cruise, and you know,
Yeah.
you were mentioning then to me like your first experience of like going to the dance hall was that, like watching the girls like whining, and you found that so empowering. Like that was something that it's kind of like an art form when you think about it. I mean, I know I can't get on my head top and I can't do those flips. That shit is hard, and so
It is.
it's like being an athlete almost, which I guess you know all about. You were an athlete before you became a
No,
dancer.
it is, and you have to have a certain core strength to be able to do things like that. So, at first, yeah, it is sexy and it's sensual and it's beautiful, but also to understand the technical aspect of it is hard to do. So and to make it look seamless. You know what I mean? It's something that I always enjoyed and always looked towards as a great thing. Big up all the ladies who do that. You know what I mean?
I've just seen all these. You just started a new thing, because I just started seeing all these hashtag "back it up there" challenge. Looks like
Back
your
it up
inbox
there.
is going to be full up after this.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
So
man.
let's talk about the song. It's coming out tomorrow, and there's also a video that was that's directed by director Kiran Khan, who has done a lot of directing with you before also.
Yeah. Kiran is a videographer that's been doing videos for me and is making his transition. He did the Buju video also. So he's expanding his work, and he's been someone who's very instrumental in my visuals right now. So big up to him. I basically started to produce in the early 2000s, as I said, and more now. And after 2010, I started to do it a lot more. And even in the past 3 years, we've been releasing riddims every year now. So I've been getting also more into seeing my visuals, especially because of Kiran and people like Jay Diggs. Big up Diggs. And these guys kind of help me to kind of visualize certain things sometimes in a way that I didn't have that relationship with some of these bigger music video directors before. So it would be like, I had this idea, but I didn't really know how to bring it to them. And these guys and me are more on a reasoning level as brethren. And so when it comes to me visualizing these videos, I just spit it to them, and they're like, yo, that's bad. Let's do that. And it's dope and stuff. So yeah, I released a video for Chimney Productions rhythm tune that I'm on. Hold on, it's raining on me right now. I've come out of the rain.
Well, you know what they say, the wickedest time is when the rain falls.